Y grabando, FENcast grabando, otro episodio en tiempos de cuarentena, otro episodio dedicado a lo que será Healthtober, un tipo de reto inspired por lo que es Sober October, basically staying healthy throughout the month of October a lo mejor que se pueda, hopefully con una meta en mente de proseguirlo. Ahora mismo tengo en vía telefónica desde los New York a dear friend of mine who in colegio studied what is now called kinesiology, por lo menos allá. Back then it was called EdFi, pero now we can't say that because it's like a bad word for people of the area. Pero nada, the great Pedro Cruz is here with some advice for us. ¿Cómo está, bro?
What's up, man? I don't know about great, but all right.
So, mano, first off, ¿cómo te trata New York life compared to Puerto Rico life?
Oh, wow. New York life is completely different from Puerto Rico. Yo creo que cada puertorriqueño tiene que vivir fuera de Puerto Rico por un par de añitos para de verdad apreciar todo lo que es Puerto Rico y también ver cuán difícil es vivir en los Estados Unidos, especialmente en Nueva York. Because New York is brutal. Like they weren't kidding when you move here.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But yeah, it's expensive. It's the lifestyle is busy and it's good. And the pace of life is extremely fast. Pero honestamente, I wouldn't change it for the world porque you just find yourself appreciating everything in life. You really do.
Gotcha. Mano, as I said previously, we met in college y lo que te estudiaba era relacionado a educación física y kinesiología. You focused on coaching, or was it the other one, education? Which one was it?
Mine was education. Yeah.
Okay. So, based on that education and background, how have you kept up a healthy lifestyle?
Well, it's definitely a part of my life. Something that I've noticed is that once people graduate from high school, the only time that they would work out was either in PE or if they were in some kind of sport, like track and field or basketball or whatever. And I've noticed that with people, they don't really, they don't go to the gym unless they develop the habit into doing it themselves, going to the gym and stuff. It doesn't really impact them like that. Y lo que se ha quedado conmigo is that it's always evolving. Like, it really is. And you'd be surprised by just mastering the basics, you can really improve the quality of your life. So, stuff like that. Like, unfortunately, I had to leave after 3 semesters from colegio because I got a new job and I had to transfer schools and study another major, which was criminal justice. But I did get like a personal trainer license and all that, so that was pretty cool. But lo que se ha quedado conmigo es que like nutrition is like a big deal. Like nutrition is a big key to like success and like longevity. It's very weird. It's still surprising.
Ya, me imagino que estás cada día aprendiendo algo nuevo, ¿no?
¿Cómo fue?
Que me imagino que cada día estás aprendiendo cosas nuevas y different diets and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, the like keto stuff, and I forgot what the other one was back then. Pero esa otra cosa que en Puerto Rico, like, I'm very surprised. There's not that much. It's not as easy to eat healthy in Puerto Rico as it is in New York. Porque aquí in New York we have like stores like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. Okay, it's just very easy and very convenient to like buy like the right type of stuff. But in Puerto Rico it's como que más difícil, which I found very surprising. So that's like going back to your first question. Like, yeah.
Okay. Would you say it's because quizás no hay tantas opciones to go more, I don't know, vegetarian or que porque hay quizás mucha fritanga available?
Yo creo que more New York because, like, New York and California, because, like, there's a lot of people who are vegan here. Like, I wouldn't go that far, but there's a lot of people who are vegan here, and that's why I think there's more options. Pero Puerto Rico is more commercial as well. So, es como que, no sé, yeah, Puerto Rico is more commercialized. Like, allá Olive Garden es la hostia. Like, that's the best thing in the world. Pero aquí, Dios mío, if you mention Olive Garden, you might get shot. It's like, okay.
Yeah, quizá. Yeah, exacto lo que dijiste, like, too many fast food ads, too many quality restaurant ads, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, y como la gente también come mucho con los ojos, pues rápido quieren grab that, so.
Exacto, no, y en Puerto Rico las navidades las navidades empiezan después de Halloween, y terminan después de los Reyes. Eso no es, let me just eat bad for a day. No, it's like, let me eat bad for 3 months and, like, be happy.
Yeah, exacto.
That's not good.
Ajá. Mano, first off, bueno, no first off, pero continuando con el tema de nutrition and stuff, what would you say is like one of your pieces of advice for somebody trying to, I don't know, eat less meat, o por lo menos carne roja, that type of meat?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first advice I give is, like, don't drink calories. Like, drink water. That'll keep you full, surprisingly. But to eating red meat, honestly, I would try and reduce that to, if you're going to eat it once a day, and try not to eat it every day. Because when you eat red meat, it takes a very long time to digest. Like, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but, like, when you eat red meat, sometimes people get really tired. That's because your digestive system is still, like, trying to process, like, all that. It's good for you, it's nutritionist, but it just absorbs a lot of energy. You might want to take a nap after you eat it, but it's not good to eat every single day. So it'd be good to eat red meat, I'd say, when you need, like, a boost of energy, or like after a hard workout or something, like, yeah, that's fine. But, like, try and reduce it to maybe once or twice a week. Because every day, that's a little much. Because that's a lot of fat, a lot of sodium. Like, it's a little rough.
Yeah, it's overkill.
Yeah, it's a little much. Like, you can eat chicken. Like, I'm not opposed to eating meat. Like, you can have chicken, but red meat, like steak, and, like, I don't have the luxury of, like, having elk or bison every day, which is awesome. But I mean, that meat would be awesome, but eating that every day, that might be a little much. Yeah.
Gotcha. Ya que estamos hablando about tips and advice, what other forms of tips or advice would you give to somebody who is looking to lose weight or maybe get a exercise routine going?
Okay. Well, people the way I always start it off is, I know that people like everything at their most easiest convenience, and first thing I'd probably do is tell them, like, where do they work or where do they go to school, and then try and find the gym along the way. If they don't like lifting weights, if lifting weights is not really their thing, I actually recommend going to, like, joining, like, a martial arts school or something, like doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because that's awesome. But to start a routine off, again, drinking water, really watching the sugar. If you have coffee, like, really watch the sugar, like, take it easy with that. And, like, if you're going to have coffee, you should have it black. And then when it comes to easier stuff, try and set little goals for yourself every single day, so that once you start realizing that you're crushing them, you can start making more difficult goals that are attainable. But you have to start small. Like, I can't go out and say, okay, maybe I can say, all right, make sure that you have 10,000 steps in one day. But, for some people, that's just not easy. Like, in New York, it's easy because we don't have cars and we have to walk everywhere. But in Puerto Rico, like, your car is your method of transportation, well, then, it's not as easy. But maybe you can start by trying to do 8,000 steps in a day, or little things like that. Another thing, people would be surprised. I actually used to be fat when I was little, and when I was 15, I remember I weighed 203, and then I decided to cut out soda, like just soda. The only thing I drank was water and fat-free milk. Like, that's literally all I drank. I drank water and fat-free milk, and I started running, and I started running a lot. And I remember I went from 203 to 167, 169, something like that. And all I did was drink water. And if I had milk, it was fat-free milk. And I would literally make sure I ate 3 meals in one day. I had breakfast, I had lunch, and I had dinner. And I made sure that I never felt like I was super full. Like, that was like the key thing. And honestly, that's as basic as I can go, because if you want to start losing weight, you got to see like how you eat on a normal basis. Like, when you go see a nutritionist for the first time, they'll tell you, write everything down. Whatever you eat throughout the day, eat like you normally do, but write everything down. And by doing that, it shows like what kind of habits you have. And an easy way to start losing weight is honestly just start drinking water. Replace whatever you drink with water. Walk more, be more active. Just go out and walk. You don't have to run. Maybe your knees hurt and, it's a little hard to run, because when you run, that is hard on your joints. But just start walking more. If you go to the gym, start with like a little warm-up in the gym. And a big misconception that people have is that you burn a lot of calories when you lift weights, especially when you lift weights with your legs. So when you do legs at the gym, you actually burn a lot of calories. And that's good for you. Like, you want to get your heart pumping, you want to start moving. So yeah, pretty much that. Drinking water, doing more cardio, like walking more, and then just more sleep as well. Try and start developing a good habit when it comes to sleeping, because sleep is extremely important for recovery. So yeah, that'll actually being groggy is not good. Like, it's very good for your recovery.
Got you. De hecho, ya que menciona your experience as a kid, it reminds me of what I'm trying to do right now. Like, so far, ya yo llevo 1 año and 2 months only drinking water. Like, no soda, no juice, no milk, only water.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
So I'm trying to keep that going on. But según me han dicho, I've lost weight. I don't know, because I haven't weighed myself. But regarding the cardio, what I'm only doing is jumping jacks, porque pues no podemos estar saliendo tanto.
That's very good though. Jumping jack, that'll get your heart bumping. Yeah.
Would you suggest that maybe jump rope would be an extra good addition to that?
Jump rope is awesome. There's a reason why, like, boxers and like Muay Thai fighters, who in my opinion are like probably the top athletes in the world, they jump a lot of rope, and that's very good. Jumping rope. If you jump a rope for 5 minutes, you'll be exhausted.
Obligado. It's not like in the Rocky movies. No como you'll last forever, like a movie montage.
Oh no, yeah. No. Jesus. Gee, I don't even think Sylvester Stallone jumped rope. I think that was just in the scene. That was. He was like lifting weights, and I was like, "But you're a boxer. That makes no sense." But jumping rope is fantastic. Especially if you do it on a good surface, like not cement, if you do it on a track or even on a carpet, like, that's good for your joints, because you're jumping up and down. And yeah, just 5 minutes at your own rhythm, like, that'll really help you.
Nice. Are there any other exercises that you would suggest, ya que estamos cejados en cuarentena? Like, estamos con los jumping jacks, estamos jump rope, abs, stuff like that. What else would you add?
Yeah, absolutely. So this past year was a little crazy for me, and I was actually doing a lot of body weight workouts, and I have a pull-up bar in my house. So, or excuse me, my apartment, because God forbid I get a house in New York, I'm not living there. But yeah, God forbid. But so workout that I actually told Edwin Piñano, I just told him to start doing this. So something that I would do preparing for an academy that I was going to go to. So it's like a pyramid workout. So you do 1 pull-up, 2 push-ups, 3 sit-ups, 3 squats. So you do all without stopping. Like if you're going to rest like no more than 15 seconds in between each set. So you do 1, 2, 3, 3, and then you go to the next set, which would be 2, 4, 6, 6. And then it goes 3, 6, 9, 9. And then you go all the way up to 10. So you do 10, 20, 30, 30. And then it's a pyramid, so you go all the way back down. So you go all the way back down to 1, 2, 3, 3. And you do that because at the end of the workout, you ended up doing 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 sit-ups, and 300 squats. And that's a workout that I was doing. I was doing like 1, 4, 4, 4, but that's like, once you start getting used to it, you can start doing more. But like Edwin, for example, he doesn't have a pull-up bar. So I told him, all right, you don't need a pull-up bar. Like just do the 2, 3, 3. Do push-ups, do sit-ups. You don't have to do sit-ups. You can do flutter kicks, or leg scissors, because it's like that's good for your lower back. And then and squats as well. That's a perfect body weight workout that someone can do at home. And another workout that you might hate me for saying this, but burpees is really good, even though burpees are terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, burpees suck, but they suck for a reason. But they're very good. There's plenty that you can do while you're at home, like during the quarantine. It's just finding I don't want to say motivation because motivation runs out, but it's like finding the discipline to do it. Like, it's just finding like the right mindset to just do it. Like, if you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is that, like, that's it. You've worked out for the day. You're good. Like, all you have to do is focus on eating better, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And that's how I see it. So, like, yeah, another good thing you can start doing, I know this was big in Colegio when I was there, but, like, I know a lot of guys that were doing P90X, Insanity. Like, I did Insanity myself. But, like, that's all body weight stuff. Like, Insanity, that's all body weight. And just doing push-ups. Just doing push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Like, you don't have to have a pull-up bar, but push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Like, they do that in jail. Look at how they turn out. Like, they turn out really strong. So, like, that's, like, that would be the best thing that I recommend. Just, it's boring, so you can literally those pyramid workouts that I was doing, I would do them without stopping. Like I said, I wouldn't rest more than 15 seconds in between each set. And I would have music in the background or a podcast. Like, I would have like music that I like and that I enjoy listening to. And the workout would take me around, I want to say it would take me around 40 to 45 minutes. So, and I was like without stopping. And, I'd drink water if you need it. And, if you're listening to a podcast, you like forget that you're doing it. You just keep going, just keep moving. You feel great afterwards as well. So, you definitely get a good sweat going.
Yeah. A veces por lo menos me ha pasado que even if I put music or a podcast on, estaba como que en un viaje pensando en a lot of stuff. Or just freeing the mind.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, when you see people running outside and they have music in their ears, it's for a reason. Because they want to listen to some kind of like nice thing while they're losing their minds running. So, like, that's pretty much. Another great thing you can do is start doing planks. Planks will get you exhausted real fast.
Obligado. De hecho, ya que hablamos de using podcasts or music, you and I both know that we both listen to Joe Rogan every now and then.
Oh, absolutely.
Él a veces ha hablado sobre how maybe using a podcast or music while doing exercise can be cheating. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah. I remember when he said that. Yeah, and I laughed right when he said it. I was like, "Okay, Joe." So that was. I can specifically say when that was David Goggins. So
Yeah,
for those
exacto.
of you that don't know, David Goggins was he was a Navy SEAL. He was also a Ranger, and he is an amazing human being. He's awesome. I've read his book. His book is called Can't Hurt Me, and he was the one that said listening to music while you run is cheating. But if you know David Goggins saying that, it's because he likes to put himself in extreme situations because that's like the best way he can operate, and that's extremely respectful. But I'm not gonna do that. That's like crazy. Like that's I have the biggest amount of respect for that guy, but that's so unnecessary. Like no, like you don't have to do that. But he's extremely hard, and that's why he's the way he is. Like if you read his book, he's amazing. Like he's great, but he likes to something that they say at my job a lot is like suffer in silence. And yeah, you do have to find a way to like suffer in silence. But if you have the luxury of like not suffering in silence, I suggest take it. So yeah. I remember Joe Rogan heard that. He was like, "Okay, all right, well, interesting."
Oh, good. David is a beast. He's a beast.
Jesus. Like, if I run outside, because I'm outside and I don't want to get run over by cars. Because I don't know if you know anything about New York, but like people want to get hit by cars in New York because they can make some money. But I sometimes I like to run outside with no music because I'm outside. I'm running, like with nature. Like sometimes I see like a chipmunk or a squirrel. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, And also it's like a safety thing, like just in case like I hear something that I'm not supposed to hear, like I hear it. But when I do run with music, it's very nice. I run faster. I find myself running faster because I don't even realize it. Yeah, but if I'm on a treadmill, oh my God, yes, please, music. Oh my God, or a movie or a show or whatever.
Yeah, te tira el Tony Soprano y ve una película entera mientras hace exercises.
Oh yeah, like that's something I tried to make my mom do. Like I was trying to make her ride a stationary bike while she watched her novela, which is like an hour. So she was doing it. She was doing it for a bit.
I should tell that to my girlfriend too. Ya que
Yeah, dude, it helps.
yeah, I mean, ella estaba rewatching Amiga y Rivales, but at the same time se queja de que se está viendo gorda, and I'm like, but babe, you gotta do something. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy one of those.
Something that she can do, even if you get a treadmill. Like okay, like if someone has the luxury of having a treadmill in their house, like I see people doing this in the gym all the time. They put their phone or whatever, their tablet or whatever they have, they put their favorite show on, or they put or if you're like me and you put YouTube, they put their favorite show on, and they put it on the treadmill, and they're walking on the treadmill, but the incline is like really high, so they're like walking up a hill, but they keep walking, so it's like it's the same thing with like a Stairmaster, and after 20 minutes you're exhausted. That really gets your heart rate pumping, and that's a very simple and effective way to like really attack your cardio without running, and you forget about it because you put on a good show. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend that.
Nice. Te iba a preguntar, hermano, mencionaste Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu y he visto en social media que le estás metiendo a martial arts, so te pregunto,
Oh yeah.
¿estás practicando that one in specific o cuál estás practicando y cómo llegaste a eso?
Oh, so en Puerto Rico yo me crié jugando baloncesto. Like basketball is like my favorite sport. That's my first love, and it's awesome. And God bless LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Kobe, and yes. So when I was 17, it was my senior year in high school. and I was a big basketball player. I was really big into it. I was training really hard. I wanted a scholarship to keep playing in college. And when I was playing a game, a pickup game, I ended up hurting my knee. I really messed up my knee, so I ended up getting knee surgery. So I went to colegio, and I didn't get on the team because I didn't have a chance to try out because of my knee. And then I kept trying to play, but, like, it just wasn't the same. So, like I felt too far behind, and I had gotten a new job. So I could no longer play basketball. So I was like, all right, what can I do to stay active, something that's fun and something that's, like, to stay active, because I really want to be able to stay active. And when I was little, I don't want to say I had anger issues, but, I had anger issues. I had anger issues. I don't want to say I did, but whatever, I did. And, I had a very explosive personality. And, that's where my sense of humor comes and all that. But, basketball would help me, like, tame that or, like, express that. So I wanted to do something that really wanted to, like, control that and also be physically active at the same time. And my second love in sports was boxing. I really loved boxing, but boxing was terrifying because I see what happens to boxers, when they get older. So that's really upsetting. And but I found a great gym around me because I started doing Muay Thai. I started training Muay Thai kickboxing when I was 19 because I stopped playing basketball at 19. So right there, I started training Muay Thai. I started training Muay Thai from 19 to 21 when I was in Puerto Rico because then I got my job. I had to move to New York. And then Muay Thai was awesome. I loved it. I enjoyed it very much. It kept me active. It humbles you. It really does. Like, it puts a lot of things in perspective. Like you start punching and you start training and you start kicking and you start feeling like invincible, but then you run into someone who can, like, murder you and you're like, oh, wait a second, I guess I'm not invincible. So it was stuff like that. And then when I moved to New York, I wanted to continue it, but the problem was that in New York, it was way too expensive. Like, way too expensive. Like, just to give you an idea, in Puerto Rico, I was paying $60 a month just to go every day. In New York, I remember the gym that I went to, they were like, oh, you have to pay, it's $250 a month, and I had to pay, like, $100 security deposit. I was like, what? No, like, I don't have, and then, like, in New York, my paychecks couldn't afford that. I couldn't afford that at all. So I really wanted to continue it, but I needed to make some more money. And then 3 years ago, in 2017, I had a friend from high school who he was doing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I had always been interested in jiu-jitsu. It's just that I preferred punching, and I always thought I had the foolish misconception of, oh, I can stand up, I can beat you up standing up. Like, that was, like, my mentality. Like, if someone wants to fight me, like, I'll be fine. But for me, what I didn't realize is that a lot of fights end up being on the ground. And my friend ended up finding someone in New York who, his name is Dan Coble. He has 2 gyms in New York and New Jersey. And he found Dan Coble, and he gave me his number. And I called Dan, and when I went the first day, just so I can describe Dan is like 5'10". He's about 5'10". He's about my height. I'm 5'11". He might be an inch shorter than me. And Dan weighs about 160 pounds. Like, he's a black belt. And he's in very good shape. He's always working out. And my first day at jiu-jitsu, I was 5'11". I weighed 190 pounds. I was working out. I was lifting weights. I was, like, in very good shape. And I went up against a guy whose name's Bruno. He was 5'6" or 5'7", and he weighs maybe 150 pounds. So I had like 40 pounds on the guy. And we started rolling, which is what they call it, and by far that was like the most humbling and humiliating experience of my life. because I had never felt so helpless, and it was something that, like, they always say it, like, oh, leave your ego at the door, but that is such a huge ego check, and it's just extremely humbling, and I wanted more of it. So ever since then, I've just been training jiu-jitsu ever since then, and I want to keep going. Like, that's something I will forever want to keep doing in my life. I've been training for about 3 years now. I'm approaching 4. It's just because of COVID, it's been really annoying, and then for work, I travel a lot. So I haven't been able, since March, I haven't really been able to train as much as I'd like. But yeah, I'm approaching 4 years this January. Yeah, once January hits, I'll be doing jiu-jitsu for 4 years. And it's extremely humbling, man. Like, it's like one day you might find yourself rolling with a person who you can make them tap 50 million times, but then there's a day, the very next day you go and you're tapping like a drum. Like, you did not make a single person submit. Every single person you went up against turned you into a little pretzel. Like, it's something truly enjoyable, and I feel like every human being should experience it, especially law enforcement. But because people have a lot of, especially guys, people have a lot of, I call it false confidence, and a lot of people need to have their egos checked, and jiu-jitsu is like the best way to like use that, because it's really humbling, and I'm very fortunate to have people that I like train with that are very nice, and they work out, like, it makes you want to stay healthy or like be healthier and like get in better shape, because you start doing it daily. You know, it's a very physical sport. Like, you're on top of each other, trying to choke each other out. So it's like, it keeps you, it not only expands your body, it really expands your mind as well. And you learn a lot by being in uncomfortable positions. So that's why I love training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it's like how David Goggins says he likes putting himself in that horrible mindset. Well, I like putting myself in uncomfortable positions so that I can be comfortable and like think it out and apply what I know. And it's just that. And my approach to jiu-jitsu has really, like, I've pretty much translated it to my life, and it's made my life operate smoother.
Nice. Me encanta.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you can find a gym, like, oof. Well, yeah, if you want, I can send you a place. There's in Puerto Rico, I believe it's called Sparta Gym, I think, because it's in the metro area.
Yeah.
I can send you there. If you want to check it out, like, let me know, because, like, yeah, if I ever move back to Puerto Rico, which I think I will at some point, I would like to, but if I move back to Puerto Rico, like, I know where to go train. Like, that's how much I like it. Like, jiu-jitsu is so important. It's so important.
Nice. Te pregunto, very important question regarding the sport. Do you feel you have enough training to take on Joey Diaz?
Fuck no. Joey Diaz, fuck no. That dude, nah, I'm good. I don't want to fight him. That's funny. No.
Think about
They're
it.
going to say Nate Diaz or something else. Like, oh, God, no. No, Joey Diaz, no, I'm good.
He's in New Jersey now. He's closer to New York, so think about it.
I'll think about it.
Dude, I thought basically your entire life you've been surrounded or been inside sports, and
Wait, what's up? What? Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
que toda tu vida you've basically been en el mundo de los deportes y
Oh yeah.
asumo que desde that experience as a kid, as a teenager, desde ahí para adelante tomaste en serio lo que es staying in good health. So te pregunto, throughout this whole experience, what has been one lesson or a few lessons that you've learned about you and your body?
Oh wow. That I like to eat. experience that I've had with my body. I'm not that flexible. That's something I need to work on. And the sports that I did, a strength that I learned is that running is extremely important, like cardio, like just having good cardiovascular fitness. And pretty much biggest takeaway I can say is taking care of, because of my knee surgery, like taking care of your joints and your feet. And that's a big deal. Like when these athletes get injured, like sometimes it can destroy their career. Like, for example, like LeBron James, he's never been injured, which is insane. But it's because of his body mechanics and how you're supposed to move your body. So that's something definitely I've learned. Like my hand-eye coordination is very well, and that's definitely because of sports. And pretty much that, like, just taking care of your body, like in ways that, like, taking care of your feet, taking care of your knees, taking care of your shoulders, taking care of your elbows, taking care of your neck. Just being aware of how to take care of yourself. That's like the biggest thing I've ever learned. Like, and it's gonna sound weird, how to step. Like that's because when I hurt my knee, I stepped wrong. Well, I didn't step wrong. It's just that my kneecap like started dancing, so it did like a loop. But pretty much that, like where to step and just know how to move your body correctly at all times. That's definitely something that I picked up on.
Nice. So, piece of advice for everybody: take care of your body at all costs.
Oh, dude! If you take care of your body will take care of you. Like, people don't realize that just by trying to like be more healthy, just by eating better, by exercising a little more, you start feeling better. This is gonna sound weird, but yeah, you start having sex becomes better. Like the more you exercise, the better sex becomes. Like, and it goes both ways, like for men and women. And like it just improves your life because you just feel better. When you feel better, you can do more trips. Like sometimes people like to go on these exotic trips, and trips are exhausting. Like you got to walk a lot, or you got to go somewhere, or sometimes they require you to go like in high elevation, and you want to be able to enjoy life to its fullest. And like, you know, we were cavemen at some point. We were meant to like, you know, be hunter-gatherers, you know, like you got to be able to access that. And yeah, like you can enjoy like the finer things in life, like enjoy a good meal, but you know, exercising is just as important as enjoying life.
A matter of balance.
Exactly, it's a matter of balance. Yeah.
Don't
eat McDonald's. Like, exactly. Yeah. I'm not saying never ever eat McDonald's, but like if you do, like have it once a month, I guess. Like just if you're gonna like really indulge and like celebrate something on your own, or you really want to have like a cheat meal, quote unquote, you know, do it like once a week. Like that's a big thing that a lot of people do. That like a lot of healthy people that I know, that they just, if they're gonna have like a cheat meal or a cheat day, like they just take one day out of the week consistently and they stick to it, and that really helps them. And like I've tried it, and it helps because you see bad food and you don't want it, and then B, if you do want it, you're like, I'll have that on Saturday. Like that way you can really enjoy your Saturdays, you know, stuff like that.
Exacto.
Yeah.
Any other piece of advice before we wrap up, young brother?
Drink water, stretch, go walk more, have more sex. Oh man, if you want to start training a martial art, go ahead and do it. If that's not your thing, try and lift weights. Like find something that you enjoy doing. Find a hobby that keeps you physically active. That's what I'll end it with.
Perfect. Hermano, First off, thank you for saying yes to the interview and for the vast amount of advice you've provided.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, dude.
Segundo, face masks, sanitizer, social distancing, all that good stuff. And third, pa'lante, dude. You know you can always contact
Oh, hell
me.
yeah. I hate wearing the mask, but I always wear it. It's unfortunate, but whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, my hands are all shaped up because of all the hand sanitizer.
Judge, I feel you on that.
So, yeah.
That being said, his name is Pedro Cruz. I used to call him Pedro Kobe back in the day.
Yep.
Now he's just Pedro Cruz, a young man, 29 years young.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, brother.